Ten.
Stand by to take studio.
8, 7, 6.
Stand by camera 1, mics 1 and 2.
3, 2, 1.
Take studio.
Good morning, MCHS. Welcome to the final episode of MCTV News. I'm your host, William Doney.
And I'm Sydney Jones. On today's episode, Piche brings us a look at the community Christmas concert. Ethan Boissonnault reports on the local nature club for kids. Chute helps us discover the best ways to live in the wilderness. Bullock covers what the girls' JV basketball has in store for the remainder of the season. William Doney shows us the work that many volunteers put in to make our delicious Christmas dinner. And we, along with many of the crew, would like to present our funniest bloopers and outtakes. But first, here's a top story.
As this is the final episode of season 24, and all of the hard work our crew has put in has finally come to an end, Melody Kaiswatum brings us a look back in time at the effort it takes to air this weekly show.
MCTV is a course students can take to experience what it is like to work on a live television broadcast, and the class offers students a chance to create their own videos and learn the different positions needed to make the show.
It's definitely something I recommend. It's something that people should try at least once.
I would definitely recommend this class to anybody who wants to know how television is produced and directed, and it's really interesting how all the cameras work and figuring out how to talk on camera and just getting to know everybody.
Many of the students at MCTV have been doing it for years, and this is because of how much they enjoy making videos and being able to show their videos to the school and others.
I find the editing aspect to be the best part. It's really fun to be able to maybe create some whimsical pieces and be able to create something that's super fun and entertaining for people to watch.
My favorite thing about MCTV is the fact that you can create something original. Like whenever I make commercials or trivia segments, it's always fun because it's just original and you get to do whatever you want basically.
MCTV is always open to new students wanting to join, and students new to the studio have had a good experience so far.
MCTV was actually a pretty good year. Me and someone else behind the camera right now are newcomers, and I had a lot of people to help me out. I learned how to make pieces, edit properly, and hopefully I can take that into other videos that I edit.
Reporting for MCTV News, this is Melody Kaiswatum reporting.
Every year, Morinville hosts a community Christmas concert at the St. Jean-Baptiste Church. There were many performers showcasing their talents to the town. This includes MCHS's very own band as well. While all performed beautifully, they did not forget about the spirit of Christmas. Piche brings us this report.
Just before Christmas, the town of Morinville held their annual community Christmas concert at the Baptiste Church. There were many performances, including some classic Christmas songs performed by our very own MCHS band committee. This year saw every seat packed with people from all over eager to see what kind of performances will be done. As per usual, there was the normal performances from amazing singers, but this year saw some super special acts such as an opera performance with aid from the church organ. Including MCHS, there are many schools involved, namely the public school and Notre Dame. But this didn't mean that they were only there to watch. They had their very own performances singing to their heart's content. This year had truly been something special, and to bring us all together to celebrate a big day is something that everyone truly loved. For MCTV News, this is Piche reporting.
Taking care of our environment is something that we all must take part in. While many of us want to get involved, there are many ways in which local children can do their part. The Nature Kids group is just one way Morinville is taking steps to protect their environment both locally and globally. Ethan Boissonnault brings us this report.
The Morinville Nature Kids group first started up in 2013. The goal of this group was to get families out in the community and explore nature. Kids that are a part of this group are usually 5 to 13 years old.
So Nature Kids is a program of Nature Alberta. And we have different kinds of programs that we put on. This is part of our Family Nature Night series. So this is a free public event that we put on for families. We put them on in all of our chapters. So we have 7 chapters in Alberta, 1 in Morinville, Edmonton, Calgary, Red Deer, Cold Lake, Grand Prairie, and St. Paul.
I wanted a group where families could get together, so boys and girls of different ages could all come and experience the event as a family.
The nature group has a very wide selection of activities that they do throughout the whole year, such as geocaching, pond dipping, and nature hikes. They also have a plan of what they want to be doing later in the year.
In the spring, we are planning to hopefully go back out to Birch Bay Ranch and do some horseback riding. We also have some different speakers coming out, possibly in live owl. We also have we have like a guy that does furs, and obviously more pond dipping, because pond dipping is a favorite.
The kids really enjoy the assortment of activities that this group provides to them.
A lot of kids don't really get a lot of opportunity to be outside and discover nature and do stuff like tree planting. So I think it's a good idea so that kids aren't spending so much time in front of their computers and their phones and just getting out and exploring their environment and their community.
And the kids have so much fun. They have so many programs that they provide, and the kids love it. I've learned a lot.
This has been Ethan Boissonnault reporting for MCTV News.
While the nature kids may have most of us beat on knowledge about the wilderness, many of us do not even know the basics of survival. This next piece should show you that even the most unqualified person can teach and figure out how to survive in the wilderness. Here's Colby's attempt to instruct us about the wilderness that lives within Legal.
Hello everybody, and welcome to the first episode of Wilderness in the Wild. Today I am going to be showing you the 4 bare necessities of survival and what not to do. The first necessity, of course, is probably the most important. The average human can only survive a month without eating it, and that is food. Now, it looks like we have some sods up here who are attempting to gather some food. Let's see how they're doing. Jordan, my boy, what are you doing today to gather food?
There's coconuts at the top of these trees.
Sydney, what are you trying to do?
I saw a pineapple in the woods. I'll try to grab it.
Now listen here, folks. This is not how you do it. For anybody who doesn't know, during the winter, berries can still be found in the wilderness. This is just one way that you can survive in the wilderness. So, another bare necessity that everybody must have when surviving in the wilderness is, of course, a shelter. Everybody has it in the modern day world, and it's become an important part of everybody's normal day life. Here we see our 2 young fellows, once again trying to build a shelter. Jordan, would you like to explain your theory?
Yeah, well, it's warm in the snow, but it's not very warm right now.
Well, what most people don't realize is that there are many fine shelters in the wilderness that have been left here from man in previous years. If I wanted to just crawl underneath this, cuddle up. But then again, you have to be physically gifted.
Oh, it's got me! It's got me!
So, as those 2 young gents that I just helped out continue on in their journey of attempting to survive, we'll see how they react with having to get water. Water is always also a bare necessity, and the average person cannot live more than 2 weeks without it. So we will see what they are doing up ahead. It appears that we have found the young survivors. What are you guys attempting to do now?
Eat snow.
Did you know that snow can actually dehydrate you? You shouldn't be eating this. A simpler trick would be to go to, say, a tree, and then
collect water from the leaves.
The water will melt and run off of it. The more you know. As the sun is set and a cover of darkness has fallen upon us, we realize how important the final necessity of survival is, and that is fire. Let's head down here and see how our young survivors are doing. What are you guys doing now?
Well, I saw him Bo on the go once. If you run, you give energy.
Yeah, and we're trying to rub the stick together to get more energy, and I think it's working.
Well, I'm going to say that you're wrong. One of the key components of survival is to always come prepared. And that's it for our episode of Wilderness in the Wild. Today we learned that fire is very important, water is necessary to survive, and so is food. And shelter is one of the most important of all. Join us next time when we give you an inside look at how Sydney and Jordan are planning on surviving. It sure doesn't seem like Jordan or my co-host will be surviving much longer in the wilderness. Coming up after the commercial break, Bradford Bullock will take us into a JV girls basketball game, and make sure to stick around for the MCTV bloopers. We'll be right back.
From the makers of Chute comes the Odyssey hat.
You can even use it to possess people and things.
You can use the Odyssey hat to help you with the hard exam. Oh my god, how am I gonna get this done? How are you typing that quickly?
I don't know, it just comes naturally.
You can use it to improve your grades.
All right, guys, I got your test to hand back. Jaden, nice sit down, buddy.
Thank you.
Eric, gotta study a little bit better than that, buddy. That was pretty bad.
Hey, I think I actually got a problem with my test here. Can you take a look? The Odyssey hat. Totally not illegal. Warning, only use a hat on adults, not children under the age of 12. If you do, child may receive dizziness, drowsiness, vomiting, hallucinations, and mild diarrhea. Mom, get the camera out of my face! Mom, go away!
Vertical video is a disease that affects millions every day worldwide. It comes from one of mankind's greatest creations, the mobile phone.
I once saw my friend recording a vertical video. I didn't think much of it, but it spread like a wildfire.
Scientists have learned that 4 or 5 people suffer from this disease each day. With your help, we can send one of these people to a videography class so they can learn how to shoot proper video. Do your part to stop vertical video. Donate today. A message from MCTV News.
This class is so boring.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it?
I'm gonna leave.
How so?
With this. It's the replacement doll.
How is that gonna replace you?
Look, you just put the replacement doll down, put it in its spot, and Mr. B will never notice I'm gone.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, guys, let's get to work. Why can't you be more like Will here? And by the way, Will, nice dress.
How did that work?
The replacement doll is a limited time offer, so get yours today.
MCHS hosts many teams, along with senior and junior teams. This year was the first year in many where they were able to form a JV girls team. Bradford Bullock educates us on how the season has been so far, as well as the team's hopes for the remainder of the basketball season.
Yet another MCHS basketball season is upon us. The JV girls season is already in full swing. With tough opponents, the JV girls have to practice hard and work together to reach success.
I'd say that being able to talk to each other and communicate is really important. Our practices are more laid back, but we do have a lot of running and drills that make us have to work together, so we're more fit as a team on the court.
Cheyenne Hebner and Sydney Jones talked about how this year's atmosphere surrounding the team is so positive and fun.
We all give off a good positive vibe, and we bonded together really well as like friends and teammates, so that's pretty good.
This year, I'd say that it's definitely really fun because the team has been really good to each other. We've been winning most of our games. We've lost 1 or 2, I think the season's going really well so far.
With much success, but the occasional hard loss, the girls need to know how to bounce back. Sydney told us how they can do it.
Our last game, we almost beat Sturgeon Comp, but we lost by 1 in overtime. We came back for 20 points in the last quarter, which was really good. I think it's just because we communicated and we knew what we were going to do before we did it.
It's pretty much about teamwork, so we gotta believe in each other that like we make the right choices like on the court and that it benefited us in some way even though we lost.
Sydney and Mel told us about the role they take as being a team captain and how it changes their perspective.
I'd say that being a captain is a really important job, but at the same time, I think everybody's equal.
Sort of. I kind of, like, it's just you gotta make sure that your team is all put together and everybody understands, and if someone needs help, you just gotta be there. So it's not that bad, but you feel it.
With much of the season left, the girls will look to continue their winning ways. For MCTV News, this is Bradford Bullock reporting.
With the holiday season finally over and exams just around the corner, we take a look back at this year's Christmas dinner as I highlight the delicious meals, the wonderful people, including many generous MCHS staff and volunteers that prepared this dinner on the 23rd. The Christmas dinner is an important time for students of MCHS as it gets them ready for the holidays. We asked the students what changes they would like to see come to the Christmas dinner and if any would be expected in the coming years.
This year we decided we're going to do both ham and turkey. Previous years we've just done turkey or ham. So we decided that we'd give a variety this year.
I think the food is all fine. Maybe like more events that the people can do themselves, like I don't know, like a Christmas event or something like that the students can participate in. I think that'd be really cool.
If they added more varieties of food, or if they just, I don't know, if they added more. I like how it is right now. It's simple.
The holiday season is a festive time and one of joy. We decided to ask the students of MCHS what their favorite part was about the holiday season and the Christmas dinner.
My favorite part about this Christmas day is just the relaxed atmosphere. It's a way to bring everybody together, sit back. I love having the grade 3s come and sing. The air bands have always been a really favorite thing of mine as well, so it's just kind of a nice, fun day to celebrate the holidays and wish everyone a Merry Christmas.
What most excites me is just like the spirit of like giving, receiving, celebrating what Christmas means. It's good to have the celebration here at the school to recognize Christmas and just to enjoy it.
Usually just because we can hang out with friends, and we don't do that a lot, you know, it's like hanging out with family more often.
We can expect to see much more delicious food next year. For MCTV News, this is William Doney reporting. As tradition dictates, the final piece in the final episode is always the MCTV bloopers. Throughout the drag of the semester is all the hilarious moments that we have experienced, whether it was Eli screwing up on air or Rob hitting his head on a table. Me and my co-host proudly bring you the MCTV bloopers.
If you're interested in
I was looking down, okay. The play is coming up fast.
Don't make this harder than it has to be, Will. The WCC was great for
Coming up next, Jordan Imgun Harvey and I, along with some help from other students.
Line.
It's me, guys. Hold on. Hi there, guys.
Can you do it while juggling? Wait, can I do it?
Can I do it?
Well, this looks legitimate. All right, I'm gonna need 10. By the way, who was the person who I was talking to? Was it you? Okay, go back, sorry.
You want me to...
My MC skills will leave you struck, and I roll with my gang and at parks.
You shake the darling buds of May, and summer's leaf have all too short a day.
Action!
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Jordan, you want to show us some of those rolls?
Ding. Need to put the little sparkle when I.
Hi there. Thanks for having us on the show. So what does, welcome back, Bradford. Here's to let us know about the latest in the NHL, MLB, CFL, and NFL.
No, Eli, just put the camera on me.
Up next, curling season has started here at MCHS. To give us an in-depth look at this year's team and their practice schedule leading up to the Big Zone tournament.
For many, winter doesn't hold many.
This year about 30 people came out to audition, but how many people have come out in previous years?
But it used to be we would have 40 or 50, sometimes.
We all know a William. Why not make him disappear from your life for an hour or more? Buy Will Be Gone for only $1 because we all know how annoying he can be.
Thanks for that. Thank you so much for joining us in studio today.
Can I get a refund?
Jaden Piche talked to Coach Maslick about the team.
And take a look for yourself. Back to you in the desk.
Update, Brad.
And, oh, excuse me. And that's it for another episode of MCTV News.
Well, that's it for the final episode of MCTV News. We would like to thank William for being tall, Colby for being the lord of all cameras, Jordan for gracing us with his beautiful work as a director, Rob for, coming only once in a while and helping discover the many variation of heavy metal.
And I would like to thank my co-host for not tearing my head off and letting me live through the semester, Jared for crafting our wonderful graphics, Jaden for being himself, Eric for creating some interesting products, Ethan for never missing a single count, Melody, because even though it was her first year, she never disappointed, our weekly sports and weatherman, Bradford, and Eli for using the grade 9 excuse a few too many times. And of course, a very special thank you to a good friend and sometimes not so forgiving producer, the one and only Mr. Battistine. We'd also like to thank our many viewers for watching and listening, who may be watching right now.
Thanks all of you for tuning in every week and for the last time this semester. Thanks for tuning in.
From all of us at MCTV News, I'm your host, William Doney.
And I'm Sydney Jones.
We hope you enjoyed the show.